And he is a man. He is a woman who were given iti promise nga ma-enjoy na iti presence sa Apo. Then, pangtalo, makita di verse 3. Verse 3 hanggang 4, makita yun dito yung he speaks the truth. Iti verse 2 pa lang, yung last nga phrase. He also speaks the truth in his heart. So, he speak the truth in your heart. That's the third point. Anya kahit nasa wanda di, Pastor. There is no other interest in your heart. Not to be popular. There is no falsehood itingiwat mo. There is no other intention. Some people would appreciate, would say something, tapno ada lang ti magindang attention da. And that's what the false teachers are doing. They tell something that is wrong to cheat and to mangibalo dagiti tao. And that's hanga di kahit niya po this. God hates those people who tells a lie. And yes, there are many people who stand for truth. Then they speak nga nagapuiti puso da. Yet they're false teachers. Kat kibaga dito ikat inline latay ti plano iti Dios. They speak the truth and they live what they say. That's the point. They know the truth of God's word and they embody the truth of God. Handa lang ang nalaing agdungag, handa lang ang nalaing agbasa, but iti panagbiag dakat ibibiyag da dagito. That's the point iti Apo. And these people will enjoy the very presence iti Apo. And lastly, honor your neighbor. Honor your neighbor. There is respect. Iti karuba. Kita niyo verse 3. He that backbiteth not with his tongue. Sino isuda iti mag-enjoy iti presensya ti Diyos. Backbiteth people. There are many people who iti in front tayo at mayat na. But when we are away, nahan tayo kasangsango isudan, nagaduti apan tayo pagbaga. Nuadada kat hantay makasau. Nung nuawandan kat nagaduti apan tayo pagbaga kanyada. Nagaduti komentar tayo kanyada. God hates those people. God hates those people who backbite. So nga kaasimot dagiti tao nga awanan iti karne iti likudan because inibus dagiti kakadwada. And tikabutbutang dito ikat it will happen in the church. Well, there are many churches nga kasto iti mangyari. Dahil iti maysa nga kasto iti jablo nga magdadadal ti kakadwa. Sunday mayat ti kakadwaan. They could sometimes kataon na dumadig ipagam ti kabay mo, peace be with you. And sometimes I want you, peace be with you nga talaga. It's just a word that comes from the mouth. There's no really peace nga intention to live in peace with the brethren. And dito may isang kitaan tayo. Kitaan nyo diay, nor doeth evil to his neighbor. He doeth not evil. Would you like to enjoy the presence of the Lord? Honor your neighbor by not doing evil to your neighbor. And yet a plan to destroy the neighbor, your friends, karubang, those people around you, even in the church, your school, even wherever you are, they are our neighbors. It was clarified in the story of the Good Samaritan. Who is our neighbor? Everyone is our neighbor. And some people would intend harm and would even think, kampay lang din agsakit. They would even desire him na di pa nang ilunod kanya na. May palang di ay, o niya palang palang kasto iti nangyari di ay. Well, my brothers in the Lord, ure Kristiyano ka, you will not enjoy fully the presence of the Lord. It's a life of ikabut. It's a life of being away from God's presence. Sumanunuye ko na nayikat, nor taketh up a reproach against his neighbor. He does not take up a reproach against his neighbor, a scandalous report. Dinalay nga mga istorya tiging kinumpurmi. Dinalay nga istorya kan mangdadaal ti kakadwana. Uray nga agpaisukan na panagnakan kat istorya na. Kinumpurmi agararamit ti istorya nga mangdadaal. God said, If that is the kind of life that you had even the neighbor mo, I will vindicate your neighbor. Even though that you are my son, but I will vindicate the poor. It's not good already. Sumaron yung verse 4, in whose eyes a vile person is contemned, or disesteemed, kat nang sawan kat ito eh. He does not contemn evil people, he does not esteem. No mistake di jay, hanang ay tangtangsit kat ipalangguan di jay, dagiti dakas, hanang nga supportaran iti madi. No mistake haan nga mabaling ay tagtag ay tayo pala ang dagi jay. Sino ti tagtag ay tayo? Sino ti susurutan? Sino ti apantay las-lastog? Dagi jay kadi pala. Sino ti apantay suportaran? Sino ti apantay these people who doesn't believe in the Lord? Well, kuna niya so let's watch out the way kita antay dagiti tao nga dagito. But he honoreth them that fear the Lord. He that he that honor his neighbor, honor the brethren, them that fear the Lord. He respects the church. He treasures them. A man who would treasure the people whom Christ died, them and him will God also favor. No, amutay nga sakit iti church. Amutay nga sakit iti kakadwa tayo. Nya ti rason nga dito natay iti nangitid ti biyag na nga isakit da ka. Kani asidig na ti presensya na kanyan. A man who would treasure the gathering of God's people, a man who is so concerned, just like that prayer meeting is a time where we should concern dagiti kakadwa tayo. And it's not just wasting time makarkarag tayo. It is a form of praying for the whole church, displaying iti concern kanyada. And the more that the Lord will see that the more the Lord is so happy maragsakan nga mangiparik natin presensya na. And kita nyo na ito sumaruno pa, he that sweareth to his own hurt and changeth not. He keeps his promise. There are many contracts and promises that we have said. Kontrata di trabaho, promises that we have said. We must keep these promises. One thing that breaks the heart of the Lord is we become promise breakers, vows breakers, oath breakers. We do something, we tell people, we tell the Lord something, and we do not do it. And sometimes iti konsensya tayo iti mababayin iti sangwanan iti Diyos. And sometimes people will say, nagi-promise kanya ka naman natumparan. Dati bala ang tikakasi, nga makatkatawan, masaksaktan iti nararamit tayo. Noon niya tinaramit tayo, tumpalan tayo, for the sake ni Kristo, ti testimonya tayo, karkaroon ng ibatan tayo ti tao. Iti relasyon, ti kakadwa tayo, iti pamilya tayo, nagasawa ka, takduram di jay. Iti trabaho, takduram nga, sayatan ti trabaho. Ti iskwilam, sayatan di jay nga trabaho. Sayatan di tayo panagpa. It is a ministry. And punatiya po, these are the things. Kita nyo dito, he that putteth not out his money to usury. Anya tiket na nga sa na ito. He doesn't take advantage of the poor people. Some people would just take advantage of the tao. He would use them. He would use them for his own benefit and profit. He would just help them ta makatulong gamin iso na kaya ko iso na tadat may tulong na kanyak. And sometimes we are even tempted nga ti kayat tayo lang kat dagiti tao nga dati may tulong na kadatay. We are so choosy. Nga amutay nga nakabsut kat itsapuera sila. Amutay nga kasi ti biyag da kat nakabsut da kat kaslawan ti patag na. Ti kayat tayo lang nga itagtag ay tayo kita tayo kat kadwa kat dati may tulong na kadatay. That's not good, it is ang wananay ti Diyos. Nor take it reward against the innocent. What's that? Bribery already. They bribe the people. They help the people. Yes, they help the people. And sometimes they help with the tulungan na tatlo adati sa ating gapusta sa baling intensyon na. Just like the politicians, they would just karkaron adati election, rumor tinagadong aramidin da. Nagaro iti aramidon da no mais apay because those are preparation for the election. It will help them. my brothers, and sometimes you, dahito tinadagsan kadatay-tata. Siputan tayo dagito. He that doeth this thing shall never enjoy the presence. He that doeth this thing shall never enjoy the presence of the Lord. To be a Christian, we're given the benefit, and yet, ating nga ma-experience di, ay, sayang. Sayang di ay. Sayang di ay. So, kitaan tayo. Yes, we are Christians. We are reconciled. We were called and we were given the privilege to be an adopted children ni Apo. Naman nga manay di ay. We must desire nga ma-experience siya tayo naging nga ito Apo. How? By walking uprightly, by working for righteousness, by speaking the truth in our hearts, by honoring our neighbor. That is the condition of ni David. Without this condition, well, yes, the presence of the Lord, the tabernacle katawanan. Namdagit ti anak ti Apo, the gathering of God's people. The presence iti Apo, whether in the midst of these two people or three, what makes that gathering exciting, uray no ko natin naragsak, uray no ko natin basit, it is the presence of the Lord. It is the presence of the Lord. So siputan tayo dito kapsatan. For Christ's sake, kitaan tayo. Are you a faithful Christian? Yes, as mo tibagin na ta. Are you just an ordinaryo ka lang kanina Kristiyano? Or makitang tibiyag mo na, yes, thank you Lord, hindi parabol mo. Hindi parabol mo kag makikita na balbalin na matalak na Kristiyano. And the promise of the Lord kat sumalo. The Lord will extend. Iti favor ti gracious nga presensya na. Iti panagbiag mo. Kita niya ni Joseph, ni David, ni Moses, dagitanak na. And the Lord was with him. Nag-increase isuna. They were being blessed because God was with him. Apang kay ni Daniel, God was with him. Could you see the presence of the Lord? And even in death, kunani David, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Now, Apostle Pablo, he said, nevertheless, the Lord stood with me. That is a testimony. Those are the testimony of people who experience God's presence, even in death. Indeed, there is nothing that would ever compare. Ide presensya. It is. That is the best place. In the house, the best place for my children could be pagayaman da. And sometimes they get one bingko. Alam na di may isang kwarto, urnungan na tayo, nunaw marijay, ialis naman na di may isang kwarto. Kasi di ti pagayaman da. And for them, di nga dunga kwarto is the best place for them. But there's also a place where they hate it. The study room. Well, it is ang manan iti Diyos. There's nothing that would ever compare. Ijay place, ijay presence, yes. There is joy. There we enjoy the closeness iti Diyos. The fellowship iti Diyos. There in God's presence, we find the close and we enjoy the blessing of His friendship. There in the presence of the Lord, we enjoy these things. The favor of His protection. The favor of His deliverance. And even though He will not give the deliverance, even at the point of death itself, His presence gives us courage. Nga magsango iti patay. Kuna ni Meshach, Shadrach, Abednego, we will trust the Lord. Uray ni bulong na kami ako ari. Amumi nga tulungan na kami iti Diyos mi. Ngam, no man kas pangarigan, handa kami nga tulungan. We will still trust in Him. So let's pray. We thank Lord itirating Rabbi. Napintas iti chapter 50 na po iti son because you have just reminded us iti words kan importansya iti presensya. And when it comes iti panang enjoyment iti presensya, there is a condition that you have laid. Muna kat Kristiyano kami. Tanuhan kami nga Kristiyano, iti ungat mo kat ada-kada kami. Lord, thank you so much. Ti panang lukat ti puso kung panunod mi nga na mamumis ka. And yet, it doesn't stop yet. You have said in your word, you have given us your conditions. Nga masapul agbiag kami nga napudno para kanya. And thank you for doing us Psalm chapter 15. And all these people agbibiyag iti lubong. Na kami nga talagang agpaiso apo itinaparapuran. And ikam ti privilege nga mag-enjoy ti presensya. And for that, we are so thankful. Lord, teach us then, O Lord, nga ibiyag iti matalap na biyag. Through the instruction and latag iti adipan mo ni David, this Psalm chapter 15. Lord, anyang klase iti biyag nga naisalakan kami na kami may enjoy ito is just useless. Lord, we pray. Uray dito daga. Han nga masapul nga uray nga ada kami dito sa wanam and we will enjoy the benefit of being in your presence. Uray man lang dito daga, bay lang po. Lord, allow us to experience a glimpse iti full presensya nga biag kami dito tintiro ti panagbiag mi nga mangpadpadas iti presensya mo kan agpapaitulay iti presensya. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.